Hi guys, my name is Marley, and I'm the instructor for Take 10 for 5th and 6th grade. I'm an AmeriCorps member at the Robinson Community Learning Center, and I volunteered with this program last year, so I might look familiar to some of you guys. Hello. And to those of you that are new, welcome to this program, and we're gonna get started. All right, so today we're just going to do an introduction to Take 10. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the program. You'll have some time to do some exercises and reflecting about the program. But yeah, that's on the agenda for now. Feel free to take as long to get through the video as you need. There's going to be times where I'd like you to pause and then do other things. And so please take the time to do those exercises to get the best experience. So this is an introduction to me, because before we learn about the program, you should know a little about me. So the picture on the left is me when I was 8 years old, and we got our cats, Snicker and Doodle. They are still well today. They're 16 years old, so I feel really old, but no, they are amazing. And then in the middle, I did cross country in high school and middle school actually too. And it was something that really helped me a lot, so I would encourage you guys to follow your interests because it's awesome. And then the one on the last, at the end, is me as a camp counselor in Michigan. Yes, I am holding a snake. I also held a lot of other cool animals like the bunny and a tarantula, but those are all stories for another time. So now we're going to talk about the program. So what is Take 10? So Take 10 is a skills-based conflict resolution program that provides youth and adults with positive alternative to violence and encourages them to think before they act, building their capacity to make more informed choices when faced with a conflict. So we are going to teach you guys skills through exercises, games, and questions so that when you come up to conflict, you can resolve it in a different way than violence, hopefully. So we encourage participants to talk it out, walk it out, or wait it out. That is our slogan, and we will be hearing a lot more of that a little bit later. So these are all the topics that we're going to cover. We are going through a year's worth of work. So however long it takes, however many videos you guys get through, if you don't get through all of these, that is okay. But we hope you do. Anyway, so first we're going to start off with conflict and violence. Then we'll talk about values and principles, behaviors in conflict, identifying our emotions and anger, effective communication, problem solving, trading perspectives and solutions, and knowing when to get help. So for those of you that have, for those of you that have already done this, you're going to recognize a lot of these chapters, but as you get older, the content changes a little bit. So we hope that you will learn some new things this year. So building nonviolent communities. So part of giving people other alternatives besides violence is having communities that are nonviolent themselves, right? So to do that, we're going to have safe spaces. So Take 10, we would like to be a safe space. And a safe space is an environment where all participants, all of them, feel mentally and physically safe. So in a safe space, we can talk about our experiences and feelings without fear. And like the GIF at the bottom, we're gonna be excellent to each other. So safe spaces start with you. So you get to decide how you're going to react to situations and how we're gonna treat each other. So now I have been talking a lot, but now it's gonna kind of start the part where you guys are going to do a little bit of reflecting and answering things. So we today are going to set a Take 10 goal. So this is a goal that you want to complete by the end of the semester, the end of your time with Take 10. So maybe you have seen this acronym, SMART goals before in the classroom, and maybe you haven't. So we're going to go over it anyway. So SMART goals, they're specific, right? So that means they mostly have numbers, they have things that are, it's easy to see. So they're measurable, again, most likely have a number or a time that has to do with it. They are achievable, so there's something you can do within a few months time frame. Realistic, so similar, again, can be completed in that time, and timely. So let's give an example that might make it a little easier to explain. So the one I picked would be, for example, would be, I will try to go out of my way and do something nice for someone else once a week so that they know that I care for them. Okay, so it's specific. The once a week has a time thing. It's easily measurable because you can go back and be like, oh, this is what I did this week. This is what I did that week. And it's achievable, something that they could do. So I want you guys to pick something that's a little bit challenging for you, something that you're not already doing. And again, these are going to be goals that maybe help you become a better student. So it could be, I'm going to turn my work in on time, or better person. It could help you just to have a more nonviolent community. So maybe you're someone that has been in fights before, and maybe you're like, all right, my goal for this semester is not to get in fight, you know? I want it to be something that's going to be challenging for you. So it should be a personal goal. And I would like you to write it down in the journal that we gave you for Take 10. So this should take about 5 minutes, but teachers or whoever else is facilitating this, again, can make sure that that's happening. All right. So now, if you have done that, we're at the next slide. So talk in turn, you're going to see this probably throughout my slides, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to pause the video and then turn to your neighbor or your group, if that's how you're sitting, and talk to them for 2 minutes about the question that I have right up there. So it says, do you think there's a difference between conflict and violence? Why or why not? So you can go ahead and do that. All right. So I'm sure that you guys came up with some awesome answers. But in Take 10, we say that there is a difference, right, between conflict and violence. And in Take 10, a conflict is just a disagreement between one or more people. So you can even have a conflict within yourself. But we will talk about that more in depth in the next video. And then violence is any action that causes physical or mental harm to yourself, others, or your surroundings. So again, in Take 10, they are separate, but we will go more into that a little bit later. So I just have one last thing for you guys. This is it, and then I will see you in the next video. But this is a thinking ahead, so next video I'm going to ask you about this again. One more journal prompt. This time it should take 5 to 10 minutes, so maybe it's a little longer. I would like you to write about a time you had a conflict and it ended well. Ended well, whatever that means to you, and a time that you had a conflict but it didn't end well. All right, so that's all I have for you guys, like I said, and I will see you next time. Bye. Peace.